I love it when Michael Borky gets mad at a list, and he writes.
Oh man,
he writes. I mean, bad.
Bad.
The worst quarterback ranking list I've ever seen ever. He is painting with a big, broad brush. Why, Michael Borky, are you so mad at this list from 24/7 Sports?
Because you know what it is? This is helmet bias, is what this is.
Ooh.
It's nonsensical. It's a post-spring SEC starting quarterback rankings. And as we go through it, I think you'll agree with me on how remarkably stupid this is.
Okay. Number 1, KJ Jefferson.
No problem. Man, that's fine. I think he's got to prove that he can stay healthy for an entire season, but the skill set's there. I'm cool.
Number 2, Jaden Daniels, LSU.
Won the West last year. Got better as a passer as the year went on, but still not consistent enough. But again, he won the West last year. I'm cool.
Number 3, Stetson Bennett IV. I'm sorry. Carson Beck, Georgia. Number 3.
I mean, already.
The third best quarterback in the SEC coming out of spring, based on this, is we're not even sure he's going to be the starter, Carson Beck at Georgia.
They don't even know. They have no idea if he's even going to be a starter, let alone see him actually play in SEC games. You're really telling me, 24/7 Sports, that Carson Beck is the third best quarterback in the SEC. Why? Here's why. He's got a G on his helmet. That's the only reason. What incredible disrespect this is to somebody like Will Rogers. We've got to get through 2 more guys before we get to Will Rogers. We know that Will Rogers can play SEC football. We know it. And by the way, if you put Will Rogers on this Georgia team, they'd be preseason number 1 and favored to win every game. So it's not like it takes something special to have Georgia playing well, considering their roster.
If this is a postseason list, after we've seen everything, maybe we get to the end of the year and Carson Beck was the third best quarterback in the SEC.
Fine.
But ranking the quarterback position based on spring practice, which, by the way, I mean, we're really digging for
post-spring.
Post-spring practice. We're really digging for content, but okay.
It's April 20th. Toke up, boys. But, yeah, I mean, I get list season and stuff, but...
Number 4, JM3. Joe Milton III at Tennessee, fourth best quarterback in the SEC post-spring ranking.
Again, I know that the talent is there.
There's some Uncle Rico vibes, by the way.
He's got a cannon.
He can throw it over that mountain over there.
We've seen him play against Vanderbilt.
Mm-hmm.
Played well.
Played quite well.
It's Vanderbilt.
Played well in the bowl game.
Played well in the bowl game. And then we also saw him lose his job because he couldn't.
To a guy that turned out to be really, really good.
He did, but he lost his job because he stunk, not because Hooker was just great. You know what I mean? Milton was horrible. And so they tried something else, and then Josh Heupel realized, wait a minute.
I've got something here.
Yeah. Again, I don't understand it. I know that the raw talent is there, but what has he showed you at all that puts him ahead of guys that have had years, in some cases, of starts in the SEC?
Number 5 on the list, to Columbia, South Carolina we go, Spencer Rattler.
Spencer Rattler has played well twice.
Played really well twice. Clemson and Tennessee.
He has played well twice.
Put his team on his back in those 2 games.
He did. Played well.
Played well as a freshman at Oklahoma also. Lost his job as a sophomore. Transferred to South Carolina. Very average for much of the year. 2 great games at the end of the season.
At least he started.
That's right.
He was a starting quarterback for a year. At least we know Spencer Rattler can beat Clemson. We know he can beat Tennessee. We don't know what Carson Beck can do. Helmet bias drives me nuts.
Number 6, Will Rogers, who is, I think, the leading returning passer in the Southeastern Conference in terms of active numbers, active quarterbacks, and I don't think it's particularly close.
The disrespect. I know he's getting a new system, and we'll see if he can produce in a new system. But the disrespect. And it gets worse.
Buddy, it gets worse. This makes Carson Beck as number 3 look like a downright genius decision. Jalen Milroe, Alabama, number 7. Is there anybody that thinks Jalen Milroe is going to be the starter at Alabama this year?
So, first of all, he might not even start. Might not start. Second, we've seen him play one time. What was it?
Twice.
Twice.
One start.
One start.
Start against Texas A&M. It was not pretty.
And he had a bunch of turnovers, and they should have lost at home to a 5-7 Texas A&M team. That guy is.
Who was it? What was the game that he played previously? Was it against Arkansas, where he had to come in
and just ran. Just ran. Just ran.
I think it was Arkansas. Maybe it wasn't.
Yeah, had that long touchdown run that essentially ended the game.
Yeah,
it was close there for a bit. It was like 3rd and 15, and ran for a touchdown, and that was it. But he has one start.
Number 8 on the list, Devin Leary, the transfer from NC State.
Leary's
to the
disrespected on this
Kentucky.
too. Leary's got multiple years of starts, not in the SEC, but in the ACC.
Good play. Good play, good numbers.
Good play. And he's behind a guy with one start and a guy with no starts. Help me, please.
Number 9, A.J. Swan, Vanderbilt.
A.J. Swan at Vanderbilt is 2 spots ahead.
Dip. Don't jump ahead. Don't jump ahead. Number 10, Connor Weigman at Texas A&M. By the way, I think he's going to be good.
Looks like he's got potential. Let's see it first.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm with you. Number 11, a guy that actually started games at multiple schools and put up pretty good numbers, Jackson Dart. 11th best quarterback in the SEC post-spring ranking.
Behind 2 guys that might not even be the quarterback.
Right.
Who have a combined one start.
Carson Beck likely is the quarterback at Georgia.
Feels like it.
I think Jalen Milroe is not at Alabama. I don't know how you put Jackson Dart behind Swan. I don't know how you put him behind Weigman, although if you want to just do it like on natural ability, I guess. And then the last 3 on the list, Brady Cook at Missouri, Robbie Ashford at Auburn, poor Graham Mertz at Florida.
He's not going to be the guy at Florida. Also, it was reported today that...
By the way, somebody said they missed 1 and 2 on the list. KJ Jefferson 1 at Arkansas, Jaden Daniels 2 at LSU. We got no issue with that.
Totally fine. It was reported earlier that Alabama, and I love how it's reported now, that if an elite level quarterback hits the portal, Alabama's going to go after him. That means Alabama's back channel illegally recruiting a quarterback and trying to get him to hit the portal. I would love to know who that is, though.